Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, February 28th, last day of the month, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a Time for Change call this Wednesday. And as you know, those are not short, and they're full of information. Some of the things that there's always things that we are caught up in. And one of them is our desires. All of us have these big lists of daily desires. Might need to be temporarily ignored for us to liberate our egos from this constant head-chattering circus. Enlightenment is a game of letting go of every idea of who you are and are not. Freedom becomes quickly available to you when you stop the mind and surrender to the sweet stillness and silence behind your every heartbeat. Some days you may notice that you feel happy, sad, rich, or poor. Your job is to recognize these parts and accept them, yet not take any one part too personally. There's much more in this life to be gained by learning how to truly let everything go. And I think people they kind of think that, well, if I let everything go, I'll lose everything. No, that's not it. You aren't attached to it. I mean, you're excited about it, but you aren't attached to it. You know that it too is temporary. Love is only possible if you are fearless. The man who is afraid cannot be loving. Osho. Learning how to become fearless in this life is one of the most empowering experiences we can summon. Being fearless paves the way for the deepest, most heart-fulfilling love and freedom to enter. In fact, there is no way that love and real freedom can enter your life if you're living in any type of fear. There's no way that love and real freedom can enter your life if you are living in any type of fear. We have to choose to give up fearful thinking if we want to experience love in this moment. These two energies cannot occupy the same space in our bodies at the same moment. With this simple awareness, it becomes a moment-to-moment task in this life to ask ourselves, am I choosing to live in love or fear? Am I choosing to live in love or fear? Let this life journey that we're all on become a sacred, playful mission of discerning what state we are in. By learning how to choose love, we will create more awareness to know when we are coming from fear. The practice and devotion to living only in the vibration of a fearless love will open our lives to blossom fully, inviting in the most joyful states of ecstasy that we could fathom. When it comes down to it, our natural state of being is already fearless. We simply have become engulfed in the illusion of separation, wrapped up in somebody else's ideas of panic, lack, greed, and desperation. We simply need to remember to breathe and trust that all is well. Then sit back and relax into our deepest core. At that very core of our being is a power so mighty, so loving, and so ridiculously amazing that no sensations of lack and limitation can ever enter it. Its equivalent is like the sun in the sky, a great ball of fire that is 10 times the size of our planet is radiating at the core of our being. It's continuously spreading warmth, creativity, light, and life in all directions. If there was any attempt to throw a spear of ice or metal to pierce through it, the sun will simply welcome it, melt it down, and absorb it into itself. This is exactly what we need to do when anyone tries to hurt us, sending any sharp, cold, unloving, negative energy our way. This inner sun practice diffuses all negativity, radiates total positivity, and teaches others what the highest path in this life looks and feels like. The moment you start seeing life as non-serious, a playfulness, all the burden on your heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. One starts living with a very light weight or almost no weight. So weightless, one can fly in the open sky, Osho. Creating total fearlessness in your life stems from a constant choice to trust in yourself and in your life. A constant choice to trust in yourself and in your life. This is a trust that requires no rational reason for being there. You are just choosing trust because it feels better in your body than doubt and fear. This trusting energy is a byproduct of honoring this magnificent, bright, loving sun that lives naturally within you. You simply trust that life has got your back, that it's guiding you, holding you, protecting you, serving your highest good within each decision that is made along the way. When you are choosing this trusting path, first thing every morning and randomly all through your day, your life will feel like a magical flow of one miracle into the next. You will realize that with trust at the core of your being, you feel unstoppable in all that you are and all that you do. So I ask everybody a personal question. When life brings you a challenging situation or person, how do you typically deal with it? Do you avoid it, resist it, or try to scoot around it? Or do you meet it head on with an open heart until you are empowered by it? You may wonder what true fearless is. The truly fearless, loving life, okay, you find that the truly fearless, loving life path requires we develop the skills of a being who is like a peaceful warrior. This open-hearted warrior has a willingness to choose inner peace over everything and anyone life presents. Whatever the world offers you, the warrior accepts it as a gift for a deepening and softening into love. The peaceful warrior chooses to handle life a way that only results in our ego's demands to become less of a priority than our devotion to inner peace. Once inner peace is more important than the mind, than fear, than anyone or anything in this world, Then we can discover what unstoppable fearlessness is like in everyday life. I find that the secret of abiding in a long-term state of fearlessness is also the very foundation of what creates fearlessness in the first place. When you develop a deep commitment to yourself to be fearless, it must come out of a rooted courage in your heart to move beyond this world of right and wrong. You must choose to constantly know your true self is like this radiant sun, a warm, shining being who is filled with the love and peace at the core. Then all of your limiting ideas and feelings of low self-esteem stop pulling at you, and you eventually become free. It's within this continual return to loving you that you can choose inner peace as a way to navigate through your life. You feel good about you, so you only make decisions that feel good. This creates a deep, self-loving foundation which is poured into the very roots of your being. In some ways, you are like a long-term fearless love project who cannot quit until you are finished. Once you realize you'll be around for an eternity to get the job done, you'll find the deepest commitment to yourself naturally roots itself quietly in. There are many obstacles to bring or to being fearless, loving and free. There are many obstacles to being fearless, loving and free, which are all meant to turn you into a master. If there was one thing to watch out for on this path, it is the ego. The ego loves to hide out in ideas about what it thinks you are and what you are not. It is always coming up with powerful, real ideas that you innocently believe are true. Ideas that you end up defending righteously, protecting until the end of time. You need to get beyond all of these ideas about who you are and what you are not if you really want total fearlessness. Do you really think who you are can be contained within an idea? Something that can be written on a piece of paper? Remember, at the core, you are bigger than the sun. In fact, you are also as vast as the infinity of space that surrounds the sun. Whenever we get attached to any idea of who we think we are, we suffer. Whenever we get attached to any idea of who we think we are, we suffer. No matter how good the idea is, we feel we have to protect and defend it or try to grow beyond it, which one day becomes an invitation for fear-based contractions to step in. Any idea you have about you is a trap. So drop all ideas of yourself and be free. The real cosmic truth of the soul, who you really are, is beyond any concept that your mind can fathom. The pure consciousness of your core cannot be described with words. Once you realize you are indescribable bliss and see all your ideas about who you are holding you back from experiencing this, you will be very, very, very careful the next time you say, I am this or I am that. Instead, you will drop into the radiant, all-loving source of sunshine that abides at the core of your being. This eternal source of love is who you truly are. Eternal source of love. This life is always much more amazing than we can imagine. The manifesting powers we have inside of us are amazing. We can manifest the life of our dream at any time. We are super powerful manifesting machines. What we really want to manifest is always much easier to attract into our lives than we can imagine. To viscerally get this, it's vital that we take the time to simply soften, watch the mind, relax the body, and look deeply inside ourselves. Try it out right now. Gaze deep inside yourselves and find the eye in the center of the hurricane of the mind. Find the pure awareness that is reading, listening, being. What is this awareness? What is it made of? What is this I that you've identified as me? Which one is the true you? This exercise is meant to stop the mind so you drop into the pure innocent soul at the core. The experience of who you really are is much more amazing than an idea of who you are. You are beyond the positive and the negative judgments of the mind, the rights and the wrongs, and all the actions we believe are good or bad. This is where real freedom is found, right here, right now. At the source of pure consciousness, which is already here and always without an identity, its natural state is free from thought. And it is the cosmic eternal blank canvas where all creativity is constantly being painted upon. When it comes down to the everyday practical world of always choosing love over fear, choosing inner peace over attachment, you'll find that there is a wild, uncaged animal inside you who needs your permission to come out of hiding. This wild part of you is one powerful secret to experiencing real freedom from your suffering out in the world. Imagine your favorite animal is inside you, hiding in a cave. It is awaiting the right moment where it is okay to be truly wild and free in the society. It is afraid that if it comes out to you, if it comes out, you will be shunned by others and excluded from your circle of acceptance. In order to be totally fearless in your life, you must choose. Let this wild, free animal come out and dance naked in the sunshine. In whatever small way you can, let it poke its head out of the cave each day until eventually you can fully let it out. Each time you let your inner animal be free, you will see that fearful, overly controlled human existence fading further and further away. Lastly, it's important to know that this life is a spiritual journey. We are all a spirit in a body. And we were sent here to discover and know that everything is our friend, including fear. It's vital that we create a relationship with fear, understanding that it is presented to us as a gift from the universe. Fear is a divine treasure meant to catapult our lives into a higher expanded dimension of consciousness. When you're living this as the biggest truth, you can embrace and welcome each fear that arises. You become awake enough to know that, hey, it's all happening for your enlightenment. Then you relax. You see that fear is only real inside your mind and does not exist anywhere out there. It's merely a conglomeration of fight or flight chemicals and neurons firing in your body and brain, which you have the power to transcend by creatively using that divine space between your ears. Once you know that fear is your greatest teacher and best friend, or one of your best friends, you will become truly fearless, loving, and totally free. So it's understanding fear. We use and master these things so we can be totally free, completely free. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. Always the first thing, relax the body. Focus on the breath. Easy in through the nose and easy out through the mouth. Focusing on the breath allows the body to be at ease. To be at ease. And also, focusing on the breath moves you into the now. And the now, no matter how much your ego mind argues with you, the now is all we have. Now, the ego mind will push us into the past or the future or both simultaneously. It will not. It will do everything it can to keep us out of the now, because it knows that if it goes into the now, it ceases to exist. So you can see why it does everything it can to keep you either in the past or the future. Now the body, it's like this super magnetic sponge. And when we enter these bodies, when the body is young, baby, they start absorbing things. It never stops absorbing. And it's because that we have these artificial thoughts conjured up by the ego mind, which we believe are ours, that they send incessantly at us, creating mind chatter. And we all have mind chatter. None of us are exempt from it. And so, as the years go by, the body just keeps absorbing. And then what happens is, as the body continues to be, to be in an absorbing phase, you get so many thoughts, so many confusions, so many perplexities, all created by the ego mind, which are not you. Never have been, never will be, ever be out of forever. Now we have 60,000 thoughts plus that we project every 24 hours. It's never ending. We're generating thoughts, sending them out to the universe, and it doesn't mean that you're consciously aware, okay, on all of them. Not only that, we see that there's tens of millions of thoughts flying by like clouds in the sky. They're programs. These are programs. You might as well call them programs. And they're made of everybody else's thoughts on this planet. Not only the thoughts now, but the thoughts for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. That's why some people will go, I kind of feel out of place here. It doesn't feel like it's the right time for me. Yeah. Well, you've embraced a program and brought it into your field of understanding that it is your thought. And you can see how things can get so confusing. This is why to be gentle, kind, generous, humble with oneself at all times, to be in the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. So when this happens, and you practice, so you get to the point where you know this is not my thought. I'm just going to let it pass by. I'm not going to engage with it. I'm not going to bring it into my field and have it be mine. I'm not interested in it. And you focus on your breath, and you're in the now 3,000% of the time, which means every single time. Now, you may have to do this 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 times a day until it clicks into autopilot, automatic, and you pick up on it. You pick up on these thoughts that aren't yours. And you just let them pass through. And you become more aware of your thoughts that you're sending out. And on top of it, you know which ones are influenced by the ego mind. Now, if you look inside the body, because you're not the body, we know that. We're not the character, the personality, the name, the belongings. We're the God within the body. So when you look in the body, you see these 7 lights that go from the tailbone to the top of the head. They're not like the lights on this planet. They're much more colorful, in-depth, and vibrant. What are they? They're spirit etheric energy. We are spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So these lights, called chakras on this planet, what's the meaning or definition of chakra? Wheel. These are wheels of light. And when we float, see, they're connected to all of our organs, all of our blood, right down to the quantum quark, everything in these bodies. So when we flow through them, through these chakras, we know everything there is to know, and then some. This is why the journey within is full of discoveries. One of those discoveries will be that you will discover that you're the God that can heal the body that the God resides in. Now, you look at in front of you, there's 3 paths. And they're not different. They're the same. And you'll notice that the one on the left, okay, is the past. One on the right is the future, and the one you're standing on is the now. You see the paths, and you see that the trees have created a canopy over the path. Golden, the leaves, the bark, the branches, everything, golden shimmering. And then the path is a vibrant, brilliantly colored emerald green flaming grass. Appears to be grass. The only difference between these 3 is that you'll notice, you look at the path that's the past, and you'll say, wow, that one really looks worn, like it's really been used a lot. Now, the one on the right, the future, is similar. It's been used and worn a lot. The one you're standing on, the now, is like brand new. And the past, we all go into the past, okay? So we use that path on occasion. We'll go into the past and we'll reflect our experiences. And we have like a library anyway. And the library is our personal library. No one else enters it. And you open the door, turn on the light, and you see the shelves and shelves and shelves of past experiences. Movies, books, pictures. And we'll take some and we'll sit in the easy chair and we'll watch the movies and reminisce. And how wonderful it was, how much we enjoyed it. We'll even visit some of the ones that we really didn't enjoy, just to remind us how not to be. But we do leave, we put everything away, we turn off the light in our private library and we shut the door. We move forward. We're always moving forward. But some of us, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious. Some of us will just sit there and stay there. We stay there so long that we end up bringing it into a future that doesn't exist. And we create that future from that past, and we relive that past in that future. This is why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, we also go into the future, but the future doesn't exist. We create the future in the now. But we still go there. I don't think any of us are exempt from it. We reflect in the past, and then we wonder what the future holds. We're trying to find out ahead of time what we can expect. And we seek external authority for that a lot of times. Well, what do you see in the cards about my life, where it's going? Or, it's always, the questions are this. When I used to do readings years ago, the questions were always this: money, wealth, okay, health, and love. Those were the three. Those are the main three, and of course there were a lot of other questions that they wanted to have answered. But when you begin to realize that you are the creator of your future. Now, do you honestly believe that the God that you are, would make it so that you would know everything? It'd be fun at first, wouldn't it? That you knew everything that was going to happen. But it wouldn't take us long to finally go, wow, this is really getting old. There's no challenges, no adventure. I know everything that's going to happen from day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. And it would be fun at first because we have not had that ability to know that. So this is why we create things for ourselves that we don't always know are going to happen. So doesn't it make it a little bit more spicy and interesting? Obviously, they don't have to be cataclysmic situations, but that's what we do. So we're always having fun and we don't know it. So we create the future in the now, and the past happens. The past is in the now. Everything's in the now. The difference between being in the now and being in the past or the future is that the noise, the mind chatter is gone. The subconscious and the ego mind are gone. They're not there. You're not interacting with them. Your worries, stresses, and fears are gone. Because all you're doing is focusing on the moment to moment, the space between heartbeats, the breath. You breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. You're in the now. You're experiencing, listening to the breath, going into more of a peaceful state, and then meeting the God that you are within that body. Now, we know that we enter these baby bodies as the gods, the pure consciousness that we are. We power them up so that they can hold us so we can experience physical life. And we know that we are God. We are heaven. We are the kingdom of God. We are the God source. So when you really understand this through the heart mind, you will then automatically know that you're heaven on earth. You're heaven, the body is earth, you're heaven, literally. And every step you're taking, you're creating paradise, literally. And you're shining your God force, love, light, energy. And what is that? It is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Eternal love. And you're consciously aware. And what does that mean? It means that you know, emphatically so, that you are the love, the highest vibrational frequency in existence and beyond. That you know that you are of and from the love. So you're made of the love. And you're flooding this planet with the love that you are, the light. 24/7, infinity and beyond. It's a never-ending flood of this love. And think about this, there's 8 billion of us. And some asleep, some not. All gods in physical form, experiencing physical form, shining our light all over this planet. That doesn't even include all the gods housed in all the other physical forms that they wish to experience, the trees, all of the animals, the rocks. It's mind-boggling. So if you were to take a starship off this planet, got out there far enough where you looked like a baseball, and you would see that it glowed. Not only that, you would see all the lights in the universe, this universe, pale in comparison. Dim, dim, dim. So we're a God planet paradise that glows. Picture that in your heart minds. Motion picture. Now, some of us we may, in this lifetime yet, discover that when we decide to leave these bodies, we will know that when we go out in the sacredness of space, we will know that we are the light. We are the love. So another light that shows up and starts trying to entice you to enter it, you will immediately know that that is the matrix trap. Does it make any sense to any of us? Why would we follow this strange light when we are the light? So the parts of us that are asleep, we love them deeply and dearly, just like the parts of us that are awake. They don't participate because they're obviously asleep, and they'll determine when they want to wake up. But they're always with us because they're part of us. We interact with the ones, obviously, that are awake, consciously aware. Now, even though, and some people have a hard time wrapping their head around this, even 1,000 billion light years away, we're one. See? And this is googolplexes. A googolplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of googolplexes from trillions of universe coming from every direction. Are they coming, or have they always been there for us to tap into any time we choose? This is the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Abundantia, El Morya, Hell, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the off-worlders, celestials, galactics, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. So we're all always gathered never separate, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God, force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to grow. It continues to expand, intensify. Now, we immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire light emanates from the God source, the kingdom of God, the pure consciousness, that which is who and what we truly are. And this flood saturates and permeates this planet, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Not just once in a while, but infinity and beyond. In this very moment, in this now. It is inescapable. It is everywhere. And it continues to expand, intensify, and grow. Now, we begin to ascend, and we're immediately met with ocean of glitter. Not like an ocean of glitter that you could probably think on this planet, much more than that. And the best way to describe this ocean of glitter is to take a grand display, grand finale fireworks display, which we haven't never had come close on this planet, and then the same with a laser light show grand finale display, and then a ballroom globe reflects the light, a bunch of mirrors on it. Except this one is a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. So if you combine all these, one big, massive crescendo, that's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now we're curious, so we look toward the reflective points, and as we get closer, we discover that they're perfectly etched microscopic mirrors. So what we do is we enter them, and we discover that all of us, every single one of us, is learning and teaching and learning all the time, without end, from each other, with each other. It's just that we get so wrapped up in the material physical world that we're not within ourselves. We ignore it. And it's not on purpose. We just don't know it's there. We were taught that the tree is life. The tree is not life. The God that enters the tree is the life, which powers the tree to allow the God to experience the tree. Same with anything. And everything we learn. We choose to acknowledge it. You could watch a bug in a rug and you watch it move, and you're going to learn something. You really will. Or the dog, the cat, the horse, the cow. Always learning. We're always learning. It's fascinating. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and renewal. We're then met with the white fire.
This is a column of light that we created to remind each and every single one of us that we are protected 24/7, infinity and beyond, head to toe, inside and out. No demon possession. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies or attachments. Ever, ever, ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, worry, envy, hurriedness, dishonesty, revenge, jealousy, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, then of course we have all kinds of opportunities and challenges with demon possession and attachment and ennui. Now you decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. Second part of this column is the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We're the trees, the forests, the soils, all the animals, everything. The sky, the clouds. So the next time that you do view a sunset or a sunrise, a mountain view, an ocean front, a starry lit night sky, a rainbow, is you. Always has been. Always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. When we look, we see, isn't that beautiful? But when we look again and we say, that is the God that I am, through our heart mind, that's your natural state of being. That is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form, if we're carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above it. And the reason we do this is because it's fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We all created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this humongous golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. They, in turn, have created this beautiful, bright, brilliant, white, misty cloud, sparkling. It looks electrified, but not in an ominous way. And it's absorbed through our heart minds. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. Then we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being. Then gratitude. And then kindness, gentleness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, stupendous prosperity, stupendous abundance. And all of this that we discover is a reflection of the gods within these bodies. Now, at the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. 24/7, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now, flooding all of us, saturating and permeating us. What is it? It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we are all drops of this ocean. And we all hold the essence of this ocean. The drops are the ocean, the golden ocean. The golden ocean is the drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion, over 1,800 of them. We do this every day, 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day, for over 4 years, and all of us gathered. Hundreds of millions of us, with the intent of the complete liberation of planet Earth. Flooding it, saturating it, nonstop, infinity and beyond. Turning it into a God planet paradise. We all deserve the best of everything. Therefore, we will have the best of everything. Now, this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It continues to grow, intensify, and expand. You can tap into this sphere any time you choose through the heart, mind, and silence. Do not let the mind get attached to what meditating should feel like. Do not let the mind get attached to what meditating should feel like, look like, or be like. Let go of all shoulds and simply be here now. This day, as if it should be just as your thoughts and feelings are, as they should be right now. However, the more you can accept what's happening to you right now, the better your experience of this moment will be. Join in the meditation and return to close us out.
Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Be still. Whenever you find yourself in a slow, tired, or low state of energy, imagine a bright golden light is coming from every vertebrae in your spine. It is sending light out in every direction. It blasts straight up into the sky, into the earth below, and in all four directions, totally surrounding you. Visualize this golden light as the source of love. Let yourself feel, believe, and know, I am the source of love. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Tuesday, March 3/1/22, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.